Hey folks, how's it going? Back here at the Super Rockboy video cast. I'm Corey, Superhuman 581, alongside Elrockboi, and we're here to react to the new Black Widow trailer. You ready to do this, man?
Count us off.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
You don't know everything about me. I've lived a lot of lives. Before I was an Avenger. Before I got this family.
Oh, I remember Ultron.
I made
Okay.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Choosing.
Okay.
between what the
Recapping her
world wants you
history
to
here.
be
Oh, Hawkeye! Don't do it.
and who you are. We have to go back to where it all started.
Where did you think
Ooh,
I was
white
all this
outfit.
time?
We have unfinished business.
My girls
Oh, wow.
are
Okay.
toughest girls in the world.
I'm sorry.
Red Guardian.
We had our orders and we played our roles.
It wasn't real.
It was real to me.
Red Room.
To me, you were everything.
Okay. Cuts.
Bring her
Master.
home.
Bring her home.
She's such a mom.
Who was that? Was that Ross or was that someone else? Was that Thunderbolt Ross or some other dude? It didn't look like Thunderbolt Ross. Wow. I feel like a normal human being following this guy going through all this debris. Oh, there.
That air fight.
That's gonna be a nice
My
fight.
past.
Yes. Oh, man.
That was nice. Okay. Black Widow finally getting on the movie. All right. July 9th. Experience it in theaters or on Disney Plus. Oh, are you gonna be there for that $30?
You know, that's one of those things. I always have to think about, especially when it comes to how Disney Plus kind of works with this. What is it? Premier Access or Premium Access?
Yeah. Yeah.
Black Widow, right? I think when I look at the trailer, I feel like a lot of it's similar content, but
Mhm.
they did drop some things in there. Apparently, when she was younger and
Yeah.
that stuff, it's so really cool to see
Yeah.
that history. And it's like after the character is dead, we get an origin story. So, yeah.
Well, let me say, agree with you. That did feel very short, honestly, for a trailer, and not very revealing. If anything, I feel like the previous trailer did a lot more to show us stuff, other than her being a kid. Yeah. So a character who's dead getting a prequel movie. At first, it's kind of like, what? Why? I think a lot of people had that reaction, right? But for me,
Mhm.
it's I don't mind it if it opens up the world and shows some new things, and plus we get Taskmaster, right? You
Yeah.
know, but what's cool is I'm hoping it alludes to things currently going on or in the future that are going on in the MCU. So, maybe I'm hoping to see with all this talk, maybe there's some talk of you know, the various programs that the KGB has. I can't remember the name of it. Is it Department? Not Department H. It's Department something. Department H, I think,
Mhm.
is Canada. Um, but the Russian programs are kind of like Weapons Plus. So maybe we
Yes.
get someone name dropping like Arkady Rosanovich or whatever his name is, Omega Red, right, or something
Mhm.
like that. I'm hoping we can get some allusion to that. Also, there was a guy who told her to, bring her home or bring her back or whatever it was.
Yes.
And
He was not the Taskmaster. Yep.
yeah, he was talking to Taskmaster, and he didn't look exactly like Thunderbolt Ross, but maybe
Mhm.
that was. I don't know. I think it's probably some Russian dude who's head of the,
Yes.
whatever. But like, I think Thunderbolt Ross is supposed to be in this movie, and so I would love it to be, kind of a hint towards the Thunderbolts. Maybe setting that up, especially because Zemo's coming back. With the Falcon Winter Soldier, he's back in the universe, right? So I don't know. I'm hoping this movie is okay. She gets her own movie, and that's great. We have that. It's got a lot of great action, but it's setting up things that we may be able to see going forward.
I agree, right? I think one of the things that I look forward to from this movie is not necessarily the movie itself, but the a character or characters that it introduces that end up actually being in future movies,
Yeah,
right? Because I think just thrusting a character into a movie, you're like, what the motivation is, where it came from, and they could spend some of that time with Black Widow since she's no longer there anymore, right?
right,
So I
right.
think that's the exciting part about it, especially as we see all these characters that apparently were existing in her childhood and are still alive at whatever point the movie falls in now,
Hmm.
and where it can actually lead to for future movies. Because yeah, I mean, we have in the Avengers now Captain Marvel, right? And we have not Monica Rambeau, but she may play from the sword side. But who else is on the Avengers that can actually not fill out the roster, but actually add to it in the same way that Black Widow did? Oh, probably more.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't think we really have anybody, of that espionage, hyper
Mhm.
skilled human. I mean, maybe Hawkeye, but I feel like Hawkeye's retired. In fact, with the whole Hawkeye series, I can't remember if that series is even still going or
I think
not.
he's retiring. I don't know about all of that.
you know,
I think he's trying to
maybe
pass the torch.
right, right, or maybe he's going to go back over to Japan and take on more of the Yakuza or whatever. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, honestly, this trailer didn't make me more hyped than the
Mhm.
previous one did. The previous one did because it was like, oh, we got to see Taskmaster for the first
Yeah.
time, and I'm excited to see Taskmaster though because obviously the character has the ability to learn copy. I'm not sure if copy is the right word. It's more like a learning like a photographic reflex, I think is what it's
Yeah.
called, something like that.
Mhm.
Any of the skills he observes from everybody else. So, we saw in the previous trailer, he already had, Cap shield ability with how he was able to throw
Yes.
his shield. There was one way he landed that was very Spider-Man like,
Mhm.
right? And so I'm looking forward to seeing that kind of stuff. And seeing how they wind up beating him because it's like, if he's gonna learn a lot of what Black Widow's moves are, and Black Widow's pretty much only got her moves. That's what
Yeah.
makes her Black Widow. It's like she doesn't have like super strength and nothing like that. It's like her ability to be an awesome combatant is really her
Yes.
differentiator. So it'd be interesting to see how she winds up beating him. But I also got this feeling that he's not the big bad of the movie. Like I
Mm.
think he's like the vehicle, the instrument through which all the antagony, is that a word? Antagony? Antagonism. I
Yeah.
feel like antagony should have been a word, but
Mhm.
all the antagonism actually happens, right? But I feel like there's something bigger that we're not being shown as far as who the bad guy is or something like that, or wherever she's fighting. Because
Yeah.
I hope Taskmaster's not a one and done movie character, right? Because he's such a cool character. He's not even really a true bad guy. He's just more of a he's not really an anti-hero either. I'm not sure what to really call him, but yeah.
So he would be an interesting character to add to their Thunderbolts or their
Yeah, exactly.
Squaddy side group of characters that they may try to build if that's the direction that they may go in. Anti-heroes
Mhm.
in a bunch, right?
Mhm.
Because you're right, he has such a unique skill set as well as the value that he hopefully brings to the actual series, the not series, but the movies. Yeah, I think I would love to see a character like that because that was the thing I struggled with Red Skull, right? Red Skull
Mhm.
was present for Captain America: First Avenger, and I was like, "Oh
Mhm.
man, I'm interested to see this character come back in, in
Mhm.
a neat way." But we only saw this man when Thanos was trying to go get one of the gems, and it's like, "Oh, this is where he was. Damn, this man."
Yeah, yeah. Hugo Weaving is like, nah, I'm not coming back for this role. So it's like we got to get the guy from Walking Dead who could do voices very well to
Damn.
to be the guy, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, that's my thing, and that's kind of thinking of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like it's something about opening up the world of all this espionage and the superheroism that's going on. It's almost like we're really opening up a lot of the political again like that department. What is it? Department. It's gonna kill me. I can't remember which letter it is. But the Russian department, whatever,
Hmm.
and the Weapons Plus program, and all that good stuff. I want to see all that stuff kind of be revealed and explored in the Red Room. Sorry, we keep skipping over this. The
Yes.
Red Room as well, right? As
Hmm.
part of the KGB's, super excellent soldier. I can't call it super soldier because that makes it sound like it's Captain America, but like
Yeah.
these excellent soldiers or these incredible assassin programs, right? But I want to see those things explored because those things actually tie very well and very much so into like the X-Men universe, which
True.
helps craft a lot of the stuff to bring in a lot of that stuff. We get to see again like the Omega Reds or the Maverick or the Wolverine or the
Hmm.
Sabretooth or whomever else because they're part of these things, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. But of course, the action looks really intense too. Them falling out of the sky. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty nuts. So I think I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I know some people are like, I don't care. She already died in Avengers Endgame. Whatever. And I'm like, I think this is great as long as it sets up stuff in the future. It has its own, great action. Like for example, I think Florence Pugh, if she's going forward as the new Black Widow, right?
Mm.
I think that would be great. You know.
Yeah, and I think that connection there would be very important, right? If we can actually see some of those layers dropped down, because I think that what this trailer was really cool about was telling her story,
Yeah.
right? And how her
Exactly.
growth is, and if she shares that with her old family,
Hmm.
then that's an opportunity for them to really pick up where she left off, since she was doing good in the world, and since they're trying to right some wrong or address some ill or issue that they're all coming together for.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. So yeah, man. Any other thoughts on this trailer? Admittedly, I do have to say I felt like the hype for this trailer was probably the least amount of hype I've ever had for an MCU trailer. Usually I watch it, I'm like, oh, this is great. Oh, awesome. And here I was kind of like, okay, we know this. We've seen this. This was Marvel's way of just reminding us, hey, it's coming. You've seen some of this stuff. It's coming, But I mean, like, again, I'm still excited to see it because it's a Marvel movie and it's going to be at least good. And so,
Yes.
yeah, man. Any of your final
Yeah,
thoughts?
so my last comments is pretty much just, I think if this movie didn't have something in it that was worth showing, it would probably end
Hmm.
up on Disney Plus or already pushed out there, right?
Good
But
point.
but they've
Good
been
point.
delaying it for a theatrical release
Yeah.
for a reason,
Hmm.
right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with releasing things on Disney Plus or streaming, but
Yeah.
there's something in there, right? I think we've seen in previous
Yeah.
trailers, Thunderbolt Ross was there, right? We haven't seen, Red Hulk or anything of that nature. And I think
Yeah.
if there was to have a second or 2 seconds of footage of something like that, people would be like,
Mm,
this movie is going to be
mm,
great. But
right.
I think it's going to be good either way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I think her story is an interesting one. We've seen bits and pieces
Hmm.
throughout the longevity of the MCU's
Hmm.
um, years, but it's really going to be interesting to see what actually comes out. And I'm excited either way, right? Especially with a new villain, someone that's not like recycled, hopefully not.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, where it actually ends because we already know her future in the present or in the
Hmm.
past movies. How does this one end?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. No, I agree. And for some reason, I could be mishearing, but I could have sworn that um, Abomination is supposed to be in this or something like that,
Mm,
or he's coming back to the universe some way. So I don't know if it's this. I shouldn't just go spreading speculation out there, but it's still like again to your point. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this all ties in to something else that's coming because we already know her past.
mhm.
What's this telling us about the future, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, either way, look, I'm excited for that air scene, with
yeah,
her fighting
that's
Taskmaster in the
awesome.
air. So that's gonna be exciting. I mean, they both don't got no powers to be like, they're not gonna stick to that
Yeah.
glass.
Yeah, I feel like Taskmaster's arm should got ripped off when he had the sword dragging through whatever it was dragging through. But it's like
Yeah,
whatever. It's like,
yeah.
hey, I'll take it. Maybe
He's
he's
more
one of the.
skilled.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe he's one of the 50 billion people with the super soldier serum right now in the universe.
In his arms. Maybe. I don't think that's going to be the real interesting part, right? Whether he was being programmed by a higher power to do the things that he's done, right?
Yeah,
So he just needs
yeah.
to be unprogrammed, like Winter Soldier or others. Yeah, I mean, there's so many directions that this story can go in, but again, hopefully it's exciting, enjoyable, and surprising, right? Just hit us with that surprise factor
Hmm.
and the good
Hmm.
surprise, not the Henry
Yeah.
Cavill mustache surprise disappearance type thing.
Right. So that's one thing I'll say. I am anxious to see what the end credit scene will be for this. Because
Yeah.
again, I want to see what it's setting up in the future. So
Yeah, the thing is, it's been a while since we had a Marvel movie, and I'm missed those, right?
yeah,
And they've been good at doing them. So
yeah,
hopefully this brings us back, and we have a long road ahead of us with great Marvel movies to come.
sure do, man, sure do. I mean, we got this, we got Spider-Man coming next year, right? So that's good.
Hmm.
And oh,
Doctor
Ant-Man,
Strange.
Doctor Strange, Ant-Man,
Hmm.
Quantum something. I can't remember what's Quantum something is
Hmm.
coming. So, and of course, Black Panther 2 in 2022 or 3. I
That might
want to.
be 23, I think.
Yeah,
It's
I
it's
can't.
a
I
ways
can't
off.
remember. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
definitely a ways off. But anyway, man. Uh, yeah, I'm glad we got a chance to watch this trailer together, react to it. I know the reaction wasn't as big because the trailer kind of showed us a lot of the same stuff we already saw. So it was like, oh,
Yes.
okay, yeah, this looks cool. But nonetheless, to all of you, thank you for joining us as we watch this trailer for Black Widow coming out July 9th. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notified of future Super Rock Boy episodes. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the movie. Let us know what you expect to see out of it. Its future impact on the MCU. We love to hear your comments. And yeah, we'll see you next video.
Yep. See ya.